Hi everyone, it's Dawn Marie with Custom Comfy Crochet. I have a house full of children here, so it's a little loud, but I've already said that I would be on here like 30 minutes ago, so I'm just going to go ahead and start. On part one of our video for the rabbit, we started on the body and the arm. And so at this point, you should have the body of the rabbit made and 2 arms. So today we're going to be working on the head and the feet. But I also want to, unfortunately, let you know that I missed a few rounds for our body for the pattern. So I'm going to show you right now how to fix this. It was left open. So what you're going to do is you're going to undo, because you should have left a long string on here. So what you're going to do is undo this the best you can here, because if you followed me, we did a slip stitch into our next space. So I'm just going to undo this here. And that's why I wanted to show you on camera how to do this, because we left that string, we can undo it. Okay. So then we would be going back to exactly where we stopped, and that's what I wanted to do. Okay. So I'm going to bring my white back in. And this is just like I said, a couple rounds that we missed from the body. Okay. And I'm so sorry about that. But so what we're going to do is we're going to place our stitch marker right back in here. Just like we would have been doing. Okay. Then we're going to bring in our white back in, because you would have already cut it off. So I'm going to bring it in just like this. I'm going to drop that. Bring in my white. Just like that. Okay. And I'm going to put these to the side. Okay. And now what you're going to do is you're going to do another single crochet, because that one counted as our first single crochet when we brought in that color. Okay. So you're going to do 2 single crochets, and then you're going to go into the next 2 and do a decrease, going only in the front loop. Okay. Just like that. And then again, 1 single crochet in the next 2. And then 2 together. And then 1 single crochet in the next 2. And then 2 together. And just keep doing that all the way around. Okay? 2 single crochets and 2 together. And now we're on our last 2. So we're going to pull out our stitch marker, and then we're going to do 2 together, working only in the front loops of this last 2. Okay. Then you can stuff these pieces that you had back into the middle of the body. Okay. Now what you want to do is 2 rows of single crochet. So we're just going to do that real quickly, and that should be a total of 18 around. So just one single crochet all the way around. And as usual, the dog is barking in the background. The dog needs medication. Okay, so we take our stitch marker out and we do our final single crochet there, and then we put it right back in. Okay, and now we're going to go around for another single crochet all the way around. And I'm so sorry that I missed these. I really thought that I had left that open, and then like this is a pattern that I created, and I had papers and stuff everywhere when I was coming up with it for the head, the feet, the arms. So I had missed out on these last couple rounds. I had thought that we did leave the neck space open, but we actually do close it for this rabbit because the head and the ears are awfully heavy, and it needs to be closed so it has a better so it doesn't move around so much. Okay, so we pull out our stitch marker and we put our last single crochet there. Then we put our stitch marker back. Okay. And now what you can do at this point is stuff it some more, okay? So remember from our last video, we've stuffed it as much as we could, but since we've added more rows, we need to put some more stuffing in the top of the neck here, because we do want the body and the head to be stuffed very well. So when you're going to stuff, make sure you pull out your working loop there so that it does not fall down inside. Okay, and make sure you keep your stitch marker in as well. And I'm just going to pull apart some of this stuffing. And I'm just going to, and as you can see when I did that, that pulled my loop in. But because I have it so much pulled out there, I have so much pulled out, it was okay for me to pull back in again. Okay, so I'm just going to, so we just basically got to add stuffing into here so that it's full again. Okay, just like this. And I think we've got it pretty good. That's what it looks like. It's coming right up to the top. And we filled up this neck space here. Okay, so now all you want to do now is we want to start beginning to close up this hole. To do that, we need to do decreases all the way around. So we need to go into our very next available stitch, go through the front loop only, go through the next available stitch, front loop only, pull up. You have 3 loops, go through all 3 loops. Then go into your next front loop only, pull through. The next front loop only, pull through, and go through all 3. And you're going to do that all the way around. Okay, so you're just decreasing all the way around. So let's just do that real quickly. And just remember to work in that front loop because that provides the hidden that we need. Now in this last one, you're going to end up just with one single, okay? And that's because we didn't, we're going a little bit different, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to take out our stitch marker, and we're just going to do, actually for you, I want you to leave your stitch marker in. Just go ahead and leave that in. Okay, just go ahead and leave that there. And then we're going to do as many of the 2 togethers again all the way around. So we're just going to decrease again all the way around again. And all we're doing is closing up the top of the body. And if you find it hard here at the end to only find the front loops, you can go through both, it's okay. And as you can see, we're just making our hole on the top tinier and tinier. Okay, so now I am at the last 2. I myself am finding it difficult to only go through the front loops, so I'm going to just go through both. Okay, and as you can see, that's pretty much closed up all on its own. There is no need to really do anything else because we're going to have a head sitting right on top of that. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and cut off, and this time we are going to cut off for real. Please leave a good bit in case we use this end to work in our head, okay? So I am going to go into my next space available. I'm going to slip stitch, and then I'm going to tie off by pulling in just like that, okay? And that's what the body looks like. You can use your hands to shape this however you want, okay? But that is what it looks like. It just looks like an egg, okay? So we've got that finished. And again, I'm sorry that we missed those couple rounds, but there we go. So you should have this now and then 2 hands. So what we're going to work on now is we're going to work on the head. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our white yarn and we're going to make sure that we have a stitch marker. And I'm pulling up some, trying to find my white yarn here. So the way that we're going to start the head is we're going to do a magic circle. I showed you how to do this in the part 1 video and some of my other videos if you want to check those out. But we are going to start with a magic circle. I always have trouble with my magic circles when I'm on camera. So crazy. Okay, so we've got our magic circle. Okay, and now we're going to do 6 single crochets into our magic circle. Okay, and now we're going to close up this magic circle. I think some of my string must have got caught in there somewhere, like this part, because it's not wanting to close. So we're going to start that over again. Oh, there it is. If you see, there's a little knot there. So we had a little happy accident, as Bob Ross would like to say. No big deal. We can start over again. And if that happens to you, then you'll know why now. If there's any kind of little knot in there, it will mess up your magic circle. Okay. So starting over again with our magic circle. Then we're going to put, just as before, 6 single crochets, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now it's going to tighten okay. Thank goodness. I'm trying to give me something that'll give me a little bit. Give me just a second. My hands seem to be a little low. I can find something to rest my hands on. Maybe that'll help a little bit with getting closer to the camera. Okay, so we have our 6 single crochets in our magic circle, and now we're going to do 2 in each around, working in the round. So we're not going to slip stitch. We're going to go right into our first available stitch there, and we're going to put 2 single crochets in there. So there's 1 and 2, and in the next we're going to do 2, 3, and 4. We're going to do that all the way around, counting up to 12. And the next 5 and 6. And the next 7 and 8. And the next 9 and 10. And in the next 11 and 12. Okay? Okay, and so now we've got our 12 around, and now we're going to do our 1 and 2. And we're also going to place our stitch marker right in this last stitch that we worked. And now to do our 1 and 2s, we're going to go right into our next available stitch, do 1 single crochet, and into the next 2 single crochets, and the next 1 single crochet, and in the next 2 single crochets. And we're going to keep doing that all the way around. Okay, so if I'm going to go into my next one and do another single crochet, and then go into the next and do 2 single crochets, and just keep doing that all the way around. One and 2, and you should end with 18. Okay, so then we place our stitch marker back. We ended on 2 single crochets. Okay, and now we're going to do our 2 and 2s. So we're going to go right into our next available stitch and do 1 single crochet, then go into the next one and do 1 single crochet, and in the next we're going to do 2 single crochets. So again, in the next one we're going to do 1 single crochet, and the next 1 single crochet, and in the next 2 single crochets. And just keep doing that all the way around. So 1, 1, and 2. And I'm just kind of going a little bit quicker here. And pull out your stitch marker, and in the last one you're going to put 2 single crochets, and then put your stitch marker right back there. Okay, and so in our next one, we're going to do 3 and 2. So in our next available stitch, we're going to put a single crochet. In the next available stitch, we're going to put a single crochet. In the next one, a single crochet. And then in the fourth, we're going to put 2 single crochets. Okay. My wonderful husband just brought a fan in here because there's no fan in here, and I was like having a hot flash. I don't know what I would do without him. Okay, so again, we're going to keep repeating that. So we're going to put a single crochet in the next, a single crochet in the next, a single crochet in the next, and a single crochet in the next, and then in the fifth, 2 single crochets. And oh my goodness, we're actually doing 3 and 2, not 4 and 2. Having issues tonight. So in our last round of 2 and 2, we should have ended with 24. And now we're actually doing 3 and 2. So I'm so sorry if that was confusing. But we're actually going to do a single crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, 3. And in the fourth, we do 2 single crochets. So again, 1, 2, and 3. And then in the fourth, 2 single crochets. You just keep doing that all the way around. And we're coming up to our last 3 single crochets here. So we're going to put, after we do our 3, we're going to pull out that stitch marker and put 2 single crochets right there. And then put our stitch marker right back. Okay. And now you should have a stitch count of 30. Okay. And now we're going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then in our fifth, we're going to do 2 single crochets. And we're going to keep doing that all the way around. So in the next 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then in the fifth, 2 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in the next, 2 single crochets. So we're right here at our last 4. So we're going to put 2 in this last one so we can pull out that stitch marker, put 2 single crochets, and then put our stitch marker right back in there. Okay, and now we should have a stitch count of 36. So now we're going to be doing 5 and 2. So we're going to put a single crochet in our next 5 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And in the 6th stitch, we're going to put 2 single crochets. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And in the 6th, we're going to do 2 single crochets. And you're just going to keep doing that all the way around for a stitch count of 42. Okay. So now we're on our last 5. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then our last stitch, we'll remove our stitch marker and put our 2 right into there. 1 and 2. And then we'll put it right back. And we're about to do our last row of increases here. So now we're going to be doing 6 and 2. So you will do 1 single crochet into the next 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And in the 7th, you'll put 2 single crochets. And then you're going to keep doing that all the way around. So again, a single crochet in the next 6, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And in the 7th, 2 single crochets. And just keep doing that all the way around. Six and 7, and then do 2 single crochets in the 8th space. I mean 6. Okay, let me just go back to the beginning here because I think I was looking at my other pattern there. I'm so sorry. I was looking at the, we're working on the head and I was looking at the body. So we are going to be starting with 6. So I think I changed over to 7 halfway through there. So again, 6 single crochets. And in the 7th, 2 single crochets. I would just keep doing that all the way around. I think I looked down at my pattern and just started off doing something totally different. Because I'm crazy like that. So I'm just trying to quickly get around here for you because I know you know how to do this because we've done it so many times. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then 2 single crochets in the 7th. Hi Sammy, how are you doing? And 6, and 2 single crochets, and now we're on our last 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then we're right where our stitch marker is, so we can pull that out, put 2 single crochets, and then put our stitch marker right back in. So for the head, we are now done making all of our increases, okay, for this. So now what you need to do is you need to do 6 rounds of single crochets. So rounds 9 through 14 will be single crochets, and in that last round, this one we just ended in, that should have left you with 48 stitches. So rounds 9 through 14, you are going to do 1 single crochet a round for 6 rounds, okay? So if you want to pause your video here, you can. If you're on replay, I am on Facebook Live right now. So I've already got another one done up that I'm going to bring in for this, but you can pause and come back in just a minute when you're caught up, okay? So I'm just going to put this to the other side for right now. I'm going to keep my stitch marker. And I'm just bringing in, so once you get done with those 6 rounds, this is what it will look like, okay? Again, it's going to be caving in some spots. That's normal. That's exactly what it should look like, okay? So I'm going to bring in my stitch marker, place it right where you should be right now. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to start working on some decreases, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go in right into our next available stitch, and we're going to put a single crochet, and we're going to do that in the next 6. So we just did 1, so all in all it'll be 6, counting this first one we just did. So now 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then we're going to do 2 together, only going through the front loops. Okay, so again, 1 single crochet in the next 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then in the next, we're going to do 2 together in the next 2 stitches. And then again 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then 2 together. Had to move my yarn to the other side. Hopefully I didn't mess up my count. With the way I'm going today, I don't know. Okay, so again, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we can pull out our stitch marker and do our last 2 together. And then we'll put our stitch marker right back in there. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go around for 1 single crochet. Okay. And that's what we're going to do between each row. From here on out is a row of single crochets. And pull out our last stitch, put our single crochet, and then put that right back in again. Okay? And now we're going to move on to our 5 and 2 decrease. So we're going to go right into our next 5 stitches and do 1 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then do 2 together, and then go right into our next 5, 5, and do 2 together. And you're going to keep doing that all the way around. Now what I'm going to do is because I've taught you how to do all these increases and decreases, I'm going to tell you what to do for the rest of the head of this bunny, and I think you're going to get it just fine. So what we were just working on, if you need to pull out a pen and paper, you can. But what we were just working on is the 5 and 2. Okay? So after you do the 5 and 2 decrease, you're going to do a row of 1 single crochet. Then you're going to do a row of 4 and 2 decrease. So then you'll do 4 single crochets and 2 together. Okay? Then you will do a set of 1 single crochet. Then you will do 3 single crochets and 2 together. And then you will do another row of 1 single crochet. Then you will do 2 single crochets and 2 together. And then you will do another row of 1 single crochet, and finally you will do 1 single crochet and 2 together. And then after that, instead of doing a row of single crochet, you will do decreases all the way around, and then you will be ready to tie off. When you come to the 2 single crochets and 2 together, that is when you will want to stuff your head. Okay? So again, I'm just going to go over that real quickly. we just landed, we're working on the 5 and 2 increase. So, I mean, the 5 and 2 decrease. So that would have been 5 and 2 together, like I just showed you. Then you'll do a set of 1 single crochet. Then you will do 4 and 2 together, or decrease. And then a row of 1 single crochet. Then you will do 3 and 2 together, and then a row of 1 single crochet. Then you will do 2 single crochets and 2 together. At that point, you will stuff. Then you will do 1 single crochet. Then you will do 1 and 2 together, and then you will finally finish with decreases all the way around. But I think now that I've showed you how to do the body, and I've showed you how to do this, that you are very comfortable with increasing and decreasing. So now it's just more about you knowing the pattern. But if you have any questions about this, please let me know. If you have any questions about stuffing or anything else, please let me know. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on how to do the feet. Okay? So we're going to lay that to the side. And we are going to start with a magic circle. Okay, and we're going to put 6 single crochets into our magic circle. Okay, then we're going to pull tight, just like that. And working in the round, we're going to put 2 single crochets in each around for a total count of 12. So we're going right into our next available stitch. We're going to put 2 single crochets. And the next, we're going to put 2 single crochets. And we're just going to keep doing that all the way around. So there's 5 and 6, 7 and 8. 9 and 10 and 11 and 12. Okay? And now we are going to put our stitch marker right there where we just stopped, so we know where we need to go. And now we're going to start increasing for our feet, okay? So we're going to go right into our next available stitch, and we're going to do 1 single crochet. And then into the next, 2 single crochets. And into the next, 1 single crochet. And into the next, 2 single crochets. Into the next, 1 single crochet, and into the next, 2 single crochets, and so forth and so on. By the end of this round, you should have a stitch count of 18. And we're right here at the end, and we should land on 2 single crochets, so we'll pull that stitch marker out, put 2 single crochets, put the stitch marker back, okay, and now we're going to be working on 2 and 2 around. So we're going to go right into our next, and I'm sure you're seeing a pattern here. This is how most of all of our work starts in this one, in this rabbit. So we're going to go right into our next 2 stitches and put a single crochet. And in the third, we're going to put 2 single crochets. And again, 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then 2 in the third. Just do that all the way around. And by the end of this, you should have 24 stitches all around. Okay, so we're right back here at our stitch marker once we finish this last single crochet. So we know in the stitch marker we need to pull it out and put 2 single crochets. And then we're going to put our stitch marker right back. And now we're going to do 3 and 2. So 1, 2, and 3. In the next 3 stitches, we do 1 single crochet, and in the 4th, we're going to do 2. And again, 1, 2, and 3. And in the 4th, 2 single crochets. Just do that all the way around, and you should end with 30 stitches. So we pull out our last, our stitch marker for our last 2. Okay, and now you're going to put your stitch marker right back in. Now this is the part where it's going to change a little bit because we want to get the height for our feet. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to work a half double crochet all the way around. We ended on 30 stitches, so you're going to have 30 half double crochets all the way around. Okay, so in case you don't know, to do a half double crochet, you simply yarn over, go into your next stitch, pull up your yarn, you have 3 stitches on your hook, you go through all 3. Again, yarn over, go through your stitch, pull it up, you have 3 stitches, 3 loops on your hook, go through all 3. Okay, and you're going to keep doing that all the way around. And this is simply giving us the shape and the height that we need for our feet. So we're just doing half double crochets all the way around. We're going to pull out our last stitch here, and we're going to put a half double crochet right there. Okay? And then you can start turning your work outwards, because this is really the part that we want to see on the outside for our foot, is this right here. So we're going to put our stitch marker right back. Give me just a minute, guys. Having to shake out my hands because they're numb. I don't know what the deal is. It seems like sometimes it just acts up. I haven't even been crocheting that much. It's just, I guess, what happens. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do another round of half double crochet. And we're going to do that all the way around. One half double crochet in each stitch all the way around. And you'll see that this starts turning up and making the pattern that we need for our feet. We're coming right back up around to where our stitch marker is. So we're going to pull that out. And we're going to do our half double crochet right there. Okay. And now we're going to do another round of half double crochets. And I hope everyone is having a great Wednesday today. I usually do not do videos on Wednesdays, but I really wanted to try to do as many of these rabbit videos as I could so that y'all could get a head start on this. And I'm sorry I'm having so many issues with my hands. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with that. But it is what it is. Maybe it has something to do with the weather. Although it's really nice today, so I don't know. Okay, so we're coming back around. We're going to pull out our stitch marker, put our half double crochet there, put the stitch marker back. And that's why you see me sometimes having to do stuff over and over again, or you know, having a hard time putting my hook in. Sometimes it's because I'm looking in the camera, but often it's because my hands are numb or I'm dealing with carpal tunnel. Okay, so we have one more round of half double crochets. So we're going to just do half double crochets all the way around. And this is what it looks like so far. And guys, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Once you know how to do all the stuff that we just did for the head and the body and the feet and the arms, you can pretty much make anything. You could do a teddy bear, you could do a giraffe. The only thing that you would have to change is maybe the facial features or the ears or something simple like that. So once you get the basic patterns down for making amigurumi, it pretty much is similar for a lot of it, unless you want to make it smaller or if you want to maybe make a different shape face. Okay, so we're right there at our last one. And we're going to put our stitch marker right back. And there, that was our last row of half double crochets. So now we're going to do some different stitches. It's important that you pay attention to this. Okay, we're going to go right back to our single crochets. And what we're going to do is 14 single crochets now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And after we do those 14 single crochets, then we're going to do 2 together. Okay? Then we're going to do 12 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And in these last 2 stitches, we're going to do 2 together. So remove your stitch marker, working in only the front loops, do 2 together. Okay? Then you're going to put your stitch marker back. And in this next round, we're going to start with 13 single crochets. So in the next 13 stitches, put a single crochet in each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Then you're going to do 2 together, only working in the front loops. And then you're going to do 11 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And now you have 2 left. Pull out your stitch marker, working through only the front loop. Do 2 together. Then put your stitch marker back. And now we're going to start with 12 single crochets. So in the next 12 stitches, do 1 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, and then the next 2 stitches in the front loops only, we're going to do 2 together. Then we're going to do 10 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're on our last 2, so we're going to pull out that stitch marker, working through our front loops only, do 2 together. Then we're going to put our stitch marker back, and I'm going to show you what it looks like so far. Okay, this is what it looks like. Again, it looks indentated around. That's okay, that's what it's supposed to look like. But right there is what our foot's looking like right now. Okay, and as you can see, I didn't pull out enough when I was doing that, so I need to go right back into doing that those 2 together right there. So if that ever happens to you, just go back and repeat, and then put your stitch marker back. But make sure you pull out unlike I did, so that it doesn't come undone when you're looking or you're stopping. Because it always just isn't fun when the things come undone when you're crocheting. But it happens. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to do 2 together, working in the front loops only. And then again, 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 2 together, working in the front loops only. And you're going to do that all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 2 together. Two, 3, and 4, and then we're on our last 2. Pull out your stitch marker, working in the front loops only. Do your last 2 together there. Okay? Now we're going to do a single crochet in the next 3. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to do 2 together, working in the front loops only. You're going to do that all the way around. And you may have to flatten out your work. Just so you can find those stitches. And pull out your stitch marker and do your last 2 together there, okay? So now you should have a stitch count of 16 all the way around. And to finish this foot off, all you need to do is 1 single crochet all the way around. So we're going to do that real quick. And then I'm going to show you how to stuff the foot, okay? So let's go all the way around for 1 single crochet. There's 15, and then we pull out our stitch marker, and there's 16. Okay, so that is what your foot looks like. If you flatten it all down, it would look like this. Okay, so now we're going to cut off, making sure that we leave about a foot because we are going to be using this to work in. Okay, then as I do it, I would like you to go into the next available stitch, do a slip stitch, and then tie off. Okay, now this one is left open, so you can tie off there. And this is definitely left open, unlike the head where I did it wrong. This one is correct. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your stuffing, and you're going to do like I've been showing you. You're going to break it all apart. So you just take your stuffing, okay, then you would take your foot and you would just start stuffing it in there. Okay, now this foot is more stuffed at the bottom, and because of the way that we did the half double crochets, it causes like a little bit of an indent, as you can see right there. So you want to encourage that shape with your fingers. Okay, so you want to turn this a little bit and make sure that you stuff the bottom of the foot really well. Okay, so it'd be just like that. So we're stuffing the bottom really well. And I want to pull this rabbit over and take off the little shoe and show you what it looks like. Okay, so as you can see, I've stuffed a lot down here at the bottom and left it thinner at the top, because the way this is going to go on is it's just gonna flatly lay just like that and be sewn on. Okay, just like that. So you don't want to overstuff it. Okay, so that's important that you do not overstuff the foot. So I'm just making sure that I've got most of my stuffing down at the bottom. So I'm just going to get a little bit more stuffing. Just a little bit more. Okay, so as you can see, I've just pressed more down to the bottom and leaving this part very flat. Okay, So it looks just like that. But it does take some manipulation with your hands a little bit for it to get like that. So you just turn it and coax it, like I've said in my other video. Machines normally do this kind of thing, but you're the machine now, okay? That make all those teddy bears and stuff that you see in stores. So you're just kind of molding this to do exactly what you want it to do, okay? So then you would sew that on just like that with this flat piece here, okay? And then you've got your little foot. And then of course I'll be showing you how to make the shoe. Okay, so after today, remember you are going to need 2 of these. So after today, you should have a body, 2 feet, 2 arms, and a head. Okay, so in our next video, what we're going to work on is we're going to be doing the shoes, the ears, and the bow. Okay, so like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to message me. I would be more than willing to help in any way that I can, because this amigurumis, especially if you've never done one before, can be quite difficult. So I would love to help you in any way that I can. And I'm going to try to come on with that video within the next couple days as soon as I can. I will come back with that video for you for the shoes, the ears, and the bow. And then for part 4, we're going to do the dress, the face, and then we're going to put it all together. Okay, so I thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you're on Facebook, there should be a notify me button for my videos so that you can be, so that you will know when I'm going live. And if you're on YouTube, please hit that bell. I appreciate it so much, and like my videos, guys. I appreciate all your support. And thank you so much for watching. Happy crocheting. Bye-bye.